Joke of the week, joke of the week, joke of the week.
Boy, this one's going to be a long walk, but there's this kid at my son's school, and we babysit a lot, so he tells me these stories about things that happen in his life. And they're wildly inappropriate, but I shouldn't worry about retelling them. Because his name's Dillon, and again, that's not a real name. His real name's actually Dillon, but Dillon with an O, not a Y, and I think 3 L's. So it's actually, and he's Hispanic, so it's Dillon with a Y sound and then a Y or an O. It doesn't matter. His name's Dillon, and that's as true as the rest of this story. So one night, he walks in to say goodnight to his parents, and they're just changing into their night clothes, and they're naked. And he's like, whoa! And the dad quickly throws on a bathrobe and hurries him out into the hallway. He goes, just, go to bed. And he's like, Dad, what was that thing hanging from between your legs? He goes, well, son, if you must know, that was my penis. And some would say it's actually a perfect penis. Wow. So if mine was 2 inches shorter, it would be perfect? The dad's like, okay, that's, it's bedtime. He goes, well, what about Mom? What's going on with her down there? It looks weird. He says, well, he doesn't want to go into it. So he's like, well, you see, your mom was in an accident and she got hit by an axe. And Dillon goes, oh my gosh, whoever hit her got her right in the snatch. Go to bed. So the next day, Dillon goes to school. And on the way to school, they're driving, and he's, in the back seat. And this truck in front of them is driving erratically, box flies off, hits the car, breaks open, huge dildo smacks right into the windshield, bounces off the back of the car. Dillon goes, what was that? They go, nothing, honey, it was a fly. He goes, that was a fly? Yep, that sure thing. Goes, man, did you see the cock on that fly? Dillon, we got to get you to school. Let's not speak of this ever again. And Dillon broke that confidence by speaking of it to me. So Dillon gets to school and he's talking with my son, and he goes, and he's like, wow, you've got a really nice watch. And my son's like, yeah, you like it? He goes, did you get it for your birthday? No. I walked in on my parents having sex, and to get rid of me, they said, here, you can have my watch, go to bed. So, my son's got a watch. And Dillon's like, man, I want a watch. I would love to have a shiny, beautiful watch. So, that night, he goes home, and he's like, you know what, Mom and Dad, I want a watch. No, he's like, actually, because he's a kid. So I fucked that up. Let me see if I can just cut it. So that night he goes home and says, you know what I want? I think I want a 10-speed. And what he really wants is obviously a wristwatch, but he's like, but you know what I could, I'll probably get is a 10-speed. And his dad's like, look, we've got a $300,000 mortgage. We cannot afford a 10-speed. He's like, oh, okay. So after dinner, everyone goes to bed, and Dillon hears the unmistakable sound of sex in the other room. So he goes in there, because he knows he can get bribed to leaving. So he goes in there, and they see him, and they're like, Dillon, what are you doing? And he goes, I want a watch. And his dad said, all right, but you stand in the corner, and you don't say anything the whole time, okay? Because the dad thought he wanted to watch, but either way, so it ends. And Dillon goes to bed crying, scarred for life. As well he should be. We all are. So in the morning, his parents get up and they go downstairs and they see that Dillon is on his way out the door with a suitcase. And they're like, what the hell are you doing? He goes, look, last night I heard you guys. I closed my eyes. I couldn't see through the tears, but I heard you guys. Dad said, what did Dad say? He said, fuck. You told Mom you're going to pull out. And Mom said, wait for me, I'm coming. And if you think I'm going to live in this goddamn house with a $300,000 mortgage and no 10-speed and no watch, you're crazy. So, he's a good kid. Fun side note, do you know condoms were invented in the 12th century in a small village in Wales? The farmers discovered that if you use sheep intestines, you won't get your wife pregnant. And then in 1350, the British improved on it by first removing it from the sheep and fashioning it into a condom. So that's a great moment in technology and birth control. So anyway, a few months later, Dillon's parents are divorced. He doesn't know that. His dad's on an endless business trip. You know the kind. Daddy's on a business trip. That's what my parents did to me. Your dad's on a business trip in Linwood, which is 3 miles from here. He just has to live in the motorhome and be on a business trip forever. He can't come home at night. So ask your dad to explain it. Anyway, so that got dark. So every night he hears his mom in her bedroom moaning, I need a man, I need a man. And one night he peeks in and sees she's rubbing herself, moaning, I need a man, I need a man. Well, one day he comes home and there's a man in the house, on top of her, on the kitchen table. Well, Dillon runs up to his room, jumps on top of his bed, whips his pants off, starts rubbing himself and moaning, I need a 10-speed bike. I need a 10-speed bike. And his mom saw him doing it. So needless to say, he got a 10-speed bike and counseling. And all of that, of course, all the things I just said, true story. That's the true story of the week. Man, I just recorded 5 of these in a row, and I am fucking exhausted. That was work. Oh, why do I do this to myself? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Joke of the week. Joke of the week.